Welcome to Module 2, Lines of the Treble Clef. Let's go ahead and see what we got in store for this lesson. So again, table of contents, you're already in the video. There's a quick activity and followed by a quick assessment. Remember, all these instructions are included on your webpage. Let's go ahead and get started with the lesson. So here we are, and I noticed the first thing you see on your screen is this symbol right here. And you've probably seen it before. You've probably seen it in decorations for music, or maybe in your elementary music class you guys identified it. So let's talk about this symbol real quick. First of all, I'm sure you know what it's called, and if you don't, it is called the treble clef. Not the treble clef, nothing like that. It is called the treble clef. Now we use this when identifying notes in music. So once again, this is the treble clef. So let's go ahead and bounce over to our musical staff and see how it all kind of comes together. So here we are, the musical staff and the treble clef. Now for this lesson, we're only going to be talking about lines. So let me show you how this all comes together. I got my little treble clef right here off to the side. And what's interesting about my treble clef is that it goes right here. This is probably how you've seen it in music. So I'm just going to go put it right here. And as you can see, my lines are still labeled. Now, for the treble clef, we're only going to identify the lines right now. So we have 5 lines, which means we got to identify 5 of these. It's actually very, very simple. The first line, and I'm just going to give you the name, is called E. Whoa, don't want to do that. Let me try that again. There we go. The first line is simply called E. The next line is called G. The next line is called B. The next line is called D. And the last line is called F. So now you're thinking, Mr. Blanco, there's all these lines, and how am I supposed to remember those random letters, so on and so forth? Well, I'm going to show you a very, very easy way to remember these. So we always read our lines from the bottom up. That's why you see line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It doesn't go from the top down. So we got to remember E, G, B, D, F. Now, how is it that we can remember that? Well, I'm going to show you a little term that we can use. Check it out. Every good boy does fine. That's how we can remember it. This is what we call our little acronym sentence. So if you just think lines of the treble clef, every good boy does fine, you got this down. So you can even think of it like this. Every good boy does fine. And that way you think to yourself, okay, I need to identify the third line right here. So every good boy, B, got it. And I need to identify the 5th line. So every good boy does fine. Oh, it starts with F, got it. So that's as simple as that. So now we have actual names that go with these. And once again, the first line, E, second line, G, third line, B, fourth line, D, and last line, F. And if you think every good boy does fine, it's a quick and easy way to remember the lines of the treble clef. So, just a quick recap. Remember, to remember the treble clef lines, we use the sentence, every good boy does fine. Super easy and simple. Now to wrap up, don't forget your activity and assessment, and once you finish everything, go ahead and move on to Module 3.